What's up, car community? Warrior Car 65 here. I'm making a little bit of a different kind of video this morning. I was watching the Rookie Monsters response video to MP Fox, and it hit me pretty hard. Then I went and watched MP Fox's video, and there were some things that came up in me that I wasn't really aware were there. So I wanted to go ahead and make a response video. I don't care if I win the giveaway. I don't even remember what the giveaway was, honestly. I may not have even made it that far. But the initial question was, what's your favorite card? And then there were some other things that came up along the way. So you're seeing in front of you right there is a picture of me. I'm the guy with the little jack-o'-lantern. It was hard to find a picture that I wanted to use, so this one fits pretty well. The man holding me there is my grandpa. Back in spring break of 2000, I was almost finishing my freshman year of college. I went to college in 99. 2000 was my freshman year, and spring break I went home, and it wasn't a very good experience. My parents expected me to be in. I expected to be able to do what I wanted because I was in college. And mind you, I was not doing crazy things in college at that time. I just didn't want to have a bedtime or a curfew when I'm in college. I'm a grown man, and I get why they wanted me to be in and all that. But back then, it didn't make a very pleasant situation for me to be home for a whole week. And without going into many details, my grandpa offered to come and take me on a trip. He was wanting to take a trip to see some family in Tennessee, and he took me with him. And the reason that this is being a response is I know a lot of the cards that I purchased on that trip I probably don't have anymore. Back in probably around 2011, maybe 2013 range, I wound up selling everything except for some PC cards. And I don't know how many of them that I currently have were from a trip I went on with him, but I wound up buying a relative of his had a husband who had done flea markets, and he had gotten into the whole baseball card craze that was the late 80s, early 90s, and I bought a car full of cards on that trip, and Grandpa probably spent a lot more gas on the way home than he did on the way there. And I just remember the conversations and sorting cards on the drive back from Tennessee, which I was living in the middle of Kansas, so it was a pretty long drive. And Grandpa loaned me the I think $80, and I paid him back with a check when I got back, and money was tight. Grandpa worked hard. You see him there in his whites is what they called him. He worked in the bakery union. My dad worked in it. I had uncles that worked there. My dad's cousins worked there. I always thought I had to do it. So you see him, I'm at his job in the break room. You see the guy in the break room there smoking a cigarette behind Grandpa. And I spent a lot of time visiting my family at the bakery. It was at Rainbow Bakery in Hutchinson. It used to be called Betts Bakery, Hutchinson, Kansas. And I learned pretty young that you don't want to do what we're doing. My dad worked there. That's where he retired from. You want to get an education. You want to do something that's not so hard and not so boring. You want to go to college, and we can't afford to send you, so you better get good grades. And so I grew up without a lot. I didn't have all the best cards. I didn't have all the fanciest shoes. Got bullied for that, but Yeah. So a continuation on that is the mat, the play mat that I have here. I don't really play Zelda anymore, but one of my other memories is Grandpa used to, when he retired, um, he helped my dad remodel the house when we moved, and when I was in third grade, we moved to another town, and my uncle watched us at the rental house we had. He kind of babysat us for a whole month, and my grandpa helped remodel. And what we did is my uncle wound up loving playing the original NES Nintendo. And it's kind of fitting that I got this playmat the other day at the LCS because I wanted something for my table here. And Grandpa and I used to play Zelda together, and he knew the entire map. He knew every move to make. He'd tell me he was so brilliant. He would say, "Go 3 screens to the right and 2 up, and that's where that sword's at that you need." And I still remember doing that. But I guess I need to get to the card. There's a few that I have that I remember I got for sure on that trip, but this is one. This is probably, for this purpose at least, this is probably my favorite card from that trip. And that's the 92 draft pick front row card of Derek Jeter. I used to have a sheet. I'm not sure I have any more, 6 uncut cards. I'm not sure if Jeter was on it. I have some of the others of it, but I was thinking about this card quite a bit lately because I did come into some Jeters in a purchase I made. But I know I got that card when I was with Grandpa, freshman year of college. And both of my grandfathers passed away in 2009, and so it's been 10 years since he's been gone. I think it was somewhere around June 1st, which happens to be my wife's birthday as well, that he passed away in 2009. And I never got to say goodbye. I was able to go to his funeral service, but I lived quite a ways away. And when he was passing, my dad was here. And he had asked his dad, "Do you want me to stay?" And he said, "No. Go be with your son. Go help him with his house. I know you love me," or, something like that. And so when my dad got the call, he was here. I'm sorry, guys. It's okay to cry. You young guys, it's okay. I'm a tough college football player. But we didn't have a lot, but my grandpa he did a good job. And my dad did a good job. And this isn't to minimize any of my other family that have passed or anything, but that's why that's one of my favorite cards. And no matter how tough things get, I'm not going to sell that one. Because I did sell most of the ones I got on that trip when I needed money a few years ago. It was a bad time. And I know a lot of us have tough times, but I'm going to keep that one because I got that with Grandpa. So if I could have dinner with one person, it would be him and my other grandpa. Both of them we lost that year, and unfortunately, Grandpa Borders, my grandpa you see here, he passed from basically from a blood disorder that unfortunately was passed down to my father and me. I also have his middle name. It was his father's name. My dad has the same middle name, and if we have a son in August or in July, whenever the baby decides to come, maybe June, hopefully not. If we have a son, my son would carry on that family name. So that's about a 10-minute video with me being emotional. Sorry about that, guys, but appreciate the opportunity to have a little therapy here. I've never had therapy, and I probably need it. But it was a good thing to see this morning, even though it was not an easy thing. And I hope this met the criteria, but I don't even care if I win. It was just something I thought I needed to do. Have a great day, guys.